Welcome. In this playthrough of Marvel Champions at Card Game, we have She-Hulk and Miss Marvel taking on Rhino in expert mode. Down at the table, setting up our main scheme, our contents is going to be Rhino 2 and 3. Since we're using expert mode, we've got those additional cards in there, along with our Rhino and standard encounter sets. And we've also got Bomb Scare in there. Then on our main side, 7 threat per player is our threshold, so 14, this game will be over. So if the stage is completed, the players will lose the game. For Rhino, we've got a scheme of 1, attack of 3. When revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for the breaking and taken side scheme and reveal it. Shuffle the encounter deck. 15 health per player, so he's starting with 30. And breaking and taken. When this is revealed, we place an additional threat here per player, so it's coming out with a total of 4 on that. And we'll go ahead and give our encounter deck one last shuffle. As for our heroes, at the end of this video, I'll go over the deck construction of each of those decks. But we'll start with Jennifer Walters. So in her alter ego form, recovery of 5, she's got the I object. When threat would be placed on a scheme, we can prevent one of that. Hand size of 6 and 15 hit points. On her flip side, 1 thwart, attack of 3, and defense of 2. Do you even lift? Is her response after you change to this form, deal 2 damage to an enemy, and a hand size of 4. And then for Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, recovery 5. Teen Spirit, as an action, discard cards from the top of your deck until you discard a Miss Marvel card, then add that card to your hand. Hand size of 6, hit points of 10. She's got 1 for thwart, attack, and defense. Morphogenetics response, after you play an attack, thwart, or defense event, exhaust her to return that event to your hand. Hand size of 5 on that side. So for She-Hulk, we'll get started with hers, drawing 6 cards. And she can start with a Ground Stomp, Power of Justice, Legal Practice, Enhanced Awareness, Jessica Jones, and Superhuman Strength. I'll go ahead and discard these 3 and draw into a Ground Stomp, another Legal Practice and Surveillance team. Of course, I was keeping the Enhanced Awareness. Always good to have an ally in the Power of Justice. For Kamala, she starts with 6 cards. She's got Get Over Here, Wiggle Room, Downtime, Strength, Sneak By, and Energy. Well, I think we'll definitely keep those. And these we can do without for now. Getting Mockingbird, Endurance, and Genius. As you can tell, we've got her with Justice and Kamala coming in with some aggression. Starting with She-Hulk, we're just going to flip her on over, dealing 2 damage to an enemy. So Rhino goes down to 28. And then we're going to give her some potential resources. Enhanced Awareness. As a hero resource, exhaust this, remove a mental counter from it to generate a mental resource. So we'll get 3 counters on that. Then we're going to bring in Jessica Jones with these 3 resources. She gets +1 thwart for each side scheme in play. So we've got 1 side scheme. She's got a thwart of 2. We'll go ahead and use that. And have She-Hulk attack for 3, down to 25. For Kamala, we'll use her ability, discarding cards till we find one of hers. Sneak By. Hero action, remove 3 threat from a scheme. Go ahead and flip her over. Go ahead and use Genius to sneak by and remove, 2 threat from a scheme. Now we'll get rid of Breaking and Taken. And since Rhino doesn't pull his punches, we're going to use this sneak by to bring in Endurance to give her +3 hit points. Then we'll overspend bringing Mockingbird after she enters play, stun an enemy. Then we'll have her swing in for 1, down to 24, and Miss Marvel punch for another 1. Now we'll end her turn. She-Hulk will get 4 cards. Getting followed, First Aid, Superhuman Law Division, and for Justice. And we'll get 5 cards for Miss Marvel. Getting Shrink, Amir, Melee, Combat Training, and Biokinetic Polymer Suit. For the villain phase, we get 2 Threat. Rhino goes after She-Hulk, gets rid of Stunned. And then going into Miss Marvel, not going to do anything, so base 3, so 3 damage coming in. Taking her down to 10. Then we'll deal out some encounter cards for She-Hulk. All right, so Rhino's going to be able to charge, plus 3 attack. When he attacks, the attack gains overkill, so excess damage to an ally from this attack is dealt to that ally's controller. At the end of this attack, discard charge. And for Miss Marvel, she's in hero form. Uh-oh, the villain's going to attack. Well, Mockingbird will jump in front of this, so she'll take care of 2 of the damage coming through. So we've got a base 6, 7, 8. So 6 is breaking through after it goes through Mockingbird. Down to 4. Like I said, Rhino does not pull his punches. And Miss Marvel can attest to that. She will now be first player. She is going to go ahead and flip over and recover 5, going up to 9. Then use her ability, discarding till she gets one of her cards, finding Red Dagger. We'll bring in Amir, discarded Melee. So as an alter ego action, we can exhaust him, place a card from the discard pile on the bottom of your deck, then draw a card. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll put Mockingbird on the bottom. Drawing the big hands. We'll use these 2 as resources to put in combat training under any player's control, giving them plus 1 attack. So we'll help get She-Hulk a little more aggression. Then we'll put in our Biokinetic Polymer Suit. So as a hero resource, we can exhaust this to generate a wild resource for an event. Then for She-Hulk, she's swinging for 4. Down to 19. Then we're going to bring in Superhuman Law Division. It's an alter ego action. We can exhaust this and spend a mental resource and remove 2 threat from a scheme. Then we'll have Jessica swing for 2. Take a Rhino down to 17. So end of turn, drawing up to 6. Finding Tigra, get over here, Embiggen, Valkyrie, Bruno Corelli, and Nakia. Then we're going to go ahead and discard First Aid and draw 3 more cards, keeping for Justice. Getting a 1-2 punch, another for Justice, and Genius. We'll get 2 threats, so up to 4. Rhino's going to scheme over here. So base 1, 2 more coming in. So up to 6. Then attacking on She-Hulk, and she's just going to take it. So 3, 4, 5 damage coming in. Down to 10. Then encounter card time. Getting a Stampede. So alter ego form, get Surge. Then an Explosion. When revealed, if Bomb Scare is in play, assign damage. If Bomb Scare is not in play, this card gains Surge. Exhaustion. Exhaust your identity card and Surge. Then ganged up on. Another Surge. Then she finds a Hydra Bomber, so him we can keep. All right, when revealed, choose to either take 2 damage or place a threat on the main scheme. We're going to go for some threat. Then we finally get to She-Hulk. She finds a Hydra mercenary who has guard and becomes first player. She is going to make a basic attack for 4 damage to take out the Hydra mercenary. Then with her 1-2 punch, after you make a basic attack using your attack, ready She-Hulk. Then she will swing into Rhino for 4, taking him down to 13. Then we'll play for Justice, spending 2 mental resources to remove 4 threat from a scheme. We'll keep Jessica to defend if needed. We'll start with her ability. Oh, there went Hulk. Downtime. Relentless Assault. Endurance. There we go. We found some wiggle room. We'll use a mirror to place a card from her discard pile on the bottom of her deck and draw a card. We'll put Hulk down there. And draw into a melee. We'll go ahead and put a Biggin in as a hero interrupt. When you play an attack event, we exhaust this, increase the amount of damage that event deals by 2. We'll bring Nakia in using Rhino. Alter Ego action. We can exhaust her, reduce the cost of the next card you play this phase by 1. So we'll bring her in, reduce the next card we play by 1. Then we will go ahead and flip over. We're going to play melee. It's reduced by 1 because of Nakia. It's an event. We'll reduce it by another 1. So we'll spin Tigra to get this in. Then we'll play in Biggin to increase the damage the event deals by 2. So as a hero action, we're going to deal 5 damage to an enemy, then deal 5 damage to another enemy. So the Hydra Bomber's going away. And he goes down to 8. We're ready at cards. She'll be getting 4. Getting a Focused Rage, Under Surveillance, Followed, and Strength. Then Miss Marvel draws up to 5. We've got Valkyrie in hand. We'll go ahead and keep that, so 4 more cards. Into the Power of Aggression, Big Hands, Melee, and Relentless Assault. 2 threat comes out. Attack on She-Hulk. She'll take it, so base 3. 3 damage coming in, so down to 7. Then attacking on Miss Marvel, Jessica Jones will defend. So 4 damage coming in. Earn counter cards for the round. So advance, villain's going to scheme. So base 1, 3 more. So we're up to 8 out of 14. And then over here, Stampede. Rhino attacks you. If a character is damaged by this attack, that character is stunned. Oh, bad news for Miss Marvel. She's about to get stunned. All right, base 3, 4 or 5 damage coming in. Down to 4. And she's felt better. Now first player. Oh, she's going to attack to get rid of stun. Then we're going to bring in Valkyrie. So after she enters play, we deal 2 damage to a minion. No minions in there. We'll pay using these 3 resources. So the Power of Aggression provides 2 of those. We're going to play Big Hands, which is an event. So we can make it cost 1 less here, or we're spending a wild resource on it anyway. Then we'll make that do +2 damage. So here's the other resource for that. So that's coming in, dealing 6 damage to an enemy. Taking him down to 2. Then we'll have Valkyrie. Swing for 2. Taking Rhino down to 0. So now we're on to Rhino 3. Scheme of 1, attack of 4. Comes in with toughness. So the next time he would take any amount of damage, discard the status card instead. And when revealed, stun each hero. And he's got 16 per player, so 32 health. We will flip her over, use her ability, finding some big hands. Use him to place a card from our discard pile on the bottom of our deck. Big hands work. Draw a card. Finding Sneak By. And for She-Hulk, she will attack to get rid of stunned. We'll use her strength to bring in Under Surveillance. Attaches to the main scheme, increase the target value of it by 4. So now I need 18 on that. Then she's going to flip over. In alter ego form, we can exhaust this, spend a mental resource to remove 2 threat. And that's going to be our turn. So over here, drawing 6 cards. We'll go ahead and keep the 2 in our hand, getting 4 more. So we've got Hulk, Mockingbird, Get Over Here, and a Helicarrier. Then here, we're going to discard both of these, getting 6. Finding another Under Surveillance, Daredevil, Energy, First Aid ×2, and for Justice. She will object to 2 threat coming out. We'll just place 1. Then Rhino's going to scheme over here. Base 1, 2 threat coming over. So we'll go up to 9. Same thing here. Just 1 coming up. So we're up to 10 out of 18. Some encounter cards. Armored Rhino suit. So attached to Rhino, force interrupt. When any amount of damage would be dealt to Rhino, place it here instead. Then if there's at least 5 damage here, discard his armored Rhino suit. So he's armored and tough. Then here she finds a Hydra mercenary with the guard ability. We'll flip on over. We'll go ahead and use this, discarding First Aid to remove 2 threat. We'll heal for 5, taking her up to 12. Flip over, doing 2 damage to an enemy. We'll put that here on the mercenary. Then we'll bring Daredevil in for 4. So after he thwarts, we deal 1 damage to an enemy. We'll go ahead and have him thwart for 2. Dealing a damage here, taking out this guard. We'll have Kamala recover 5 health, going up to 9. Use her ability. I'm hoping I put one of her cards on the bottom, which I did. So she's got big hands. So we've gone through her deck. That gets her an encounter card. Do some shuffling here. We're going to bring the Hulk out for 2. Then use a mirror to exhaust him, place a card on from our discard pile on the bottom of our deck. And then draw a card into downtime. And we'll use Nakia to make the next card we play 1 cheaper. We will go ahead and flip over. Play Sneak By. It's 1 cheaper from here. We use our suit for an event to give it another wild. So as a hero action, remove 3 threat from a scheme. Then we'll have Valkyrie attack into Rhino to get rid of toughness. Then we'll have the Hulk attack in for 3, which is going to go on the Rhino suit. Then we'll see what happens when we discard a card. That's not what we wanted. We are going to discard Hulk. He's been shrunk. Then we'll bring in Mockingbird. Using these 3 resources, after she enters play, we stun an enemy. And then she'll go ahead and swing in for 1. That will end our turn. So drawing up to 4, we'll go ahead and keep for Justice. Getting the Power of Justice, a 1-2 punch, and Focused Rage. Then over here, drawing 5 cards. Getting Red Dagger, a couple melees, a Sneak By, and a Relentless Assault. 2 threat comes out. Attack on She-Hulk, remove stunned. Attack on Miss Marvel, Valkyrie will jump in the way. So that was a good turn. So 6 damage coming in. Get some encounter cards. So in She-Hulk, an assault, the villain attacks you. We'll have Mockingbird jump in front of that attack. So 4 damage coming in. Then on Miss Marvel, she finds a Hydra Bomber. So you choose to either take 2 damage or place a threat on the main scheme. That's going to be a threat going up to 6. And then Rhino's getting a charge. Well, first thing she's got to do is swing in for an attack to get rid of stun. Then we're going to play Relentless Assault, using this for 1 resource, her wild for the other to make it a physical, so it gets overkill. Then we'll give it +2 damage. So we're doing 7 with overkill. 2 will get soaked up here. 5's going to break through, which is going to end up going on his armored suit. But at least now we can get rid of that. Then we're going to Sneak By, removing 3 threat from a scheme. Then we're flipping over. Use her ability till we found one of her cards. There goes all her resources. She's got big hands. We'll use a mirror to put one of her big resources on the bottom. Drawing another card into Strength. That will be her round. Then She-Hulk's going to swing for 4. Take him down to 28. Then we'll play 1-2 punch. After we make a basic attack, we can ready her. Swing for another 4, down to 24. We've got it in hand, so we might as well play for Justice to remove 4 threat. To get rid of this 3. Then Daredevil will swing for 2, down to 22. We'll end our turn. She'll draw 6 cards. We're going to keep these 2, so 4 more. Couple wiggle rooms to get over here, and Tigra. She-Hulk will draw up to 4. Enhanced Awareness, Surveillance Team, Mockingbird, and Followed. 2 threat comes out. Scheming over here. for 3. We're up to 5. And then She-Hulk's going to get hit hard. So we've got a base 7 coming in. Yeah, she's just going to take it. 9 damage coming her way. So she's down to 3. The charge does go away. Some encounter cards for Kamala. Hard to keep down. When revealed, Rhino heals 4 damage. He can definitely heal. So up to 26. And for She-Hulk, Surge. Reveal the top card of the encounter deck. So getting 2 more cards out of this. First one's going to be She-Hulk becomes confused. Not too worried about that. Next one, she's got some legal work to do. So we can either, well, we may flip their alter ego form, then choose exhaust or remove this from the game, or give the main scheme an acceleration token and discard this obligation. That comes down to, do we think we can win this round? Nope, I don't think we can. Getting an acceleration token anyway, since we went through the villain encounters stack. So we'll see what we can come up with here. She becomes first player. Oh, we're going to bring out Enhanced Awareness, putting 3 counters on that. We'll go ahead and spin the counter to thwart, which will get rid of Confused. And I can't risk flipping her over. For Kamala, we'll use her Teen Spirit. See if we can find one of her cards. Or maybe just end up, all right, sneak by. We'll use a mirror. Let's see. Put big hands on the bottom. Drawing into Bruno. Make the next card we play 1 cheaper. Go ahead and flip over. I'm going to bring Tiger in 1 cheaper. Then we're going to play Big Hands. We'll use this to give it a wild resource. And we'll make it a little bit stronger. So she'll be dealing 6 damage to an enemy. Taking Rhino down to 20. Then we'll use her ability to get that back. Then we're going to play Sneak By to remove 3 threat from a scheme. And swing for 2. So down to 18. Ending our turn. We're going to keep Mockingbird, drawing 5 more cards. Here we go. Split Personality, Superhuman Strength, Gamma Slam, Enhanced Awareness, and a 1-2 punch. And then over here, we're going to keep these 2 and draw 3 more. Big Hands, Energy, and more Big Hands, which will get her an encounter card. Sometimes I think she goes through her deck quicker than Iron Man does. So 3 threat would come out. She'll object, so 2's coming out. So we'll go from 2 to 4. Scheming over here, base 1, just 1. So we're up to 5. Attacking over here. Let's see. She'll just take it. 4, 6 damage coming in, down to 3. Deal out some encounter cards. Now he's got charge. And over here, Rhino attacks. If this character is damaged by this attack, maybe she shouldn't have taken the last one. Yep, she's in trouble now. Bad play on my part. Should have seen that coming. All right, Tiger will defend. 7. 8 damage coming in. She'll soak up 2. 6 comes through. Miss Marvel is down. So everything she's got goes to her discard pile. Her other encounter card gets discarded. And Jennifer is mad. She's going to flip over. It's going to deal 2 damage to an enemy, taking Rhino down to 16. She will swing for 4, down to 12. We'll go ahead and play 1-2 punch to ready her. Swing for 4 more, taking him down to 8. Then it's time for a Gamma Slam. Deal X damage to an enemy to a maximum of 15. X is the amount of damage you have sustained. So we've got 3 here we can use. Hero form. We can use this as a resource. She's got a health of 15. She's lost 12. So 12 damage. Rhino goes down. And we quickly go over to console Miss Marvel. And that will end our team up with She-Hulk and Miss Marvel on Expert Rhino. Feel free to stay tuned for the deck construction of each of these. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. For Miss Marvel, she has several friends helping her out with Amir, Nakia, Bruno, then her polymer suit, giving her a wild resource for event cards. Biggin, giving her extra damage. Shrink to help with threat. 3 big hands. 3 sneak buys. And 2 wiggle rooms, which we did not get to use. And Red Dagger as an ally. Then with aggression, the 2 power of aggression cards. Combat training that we got on She-Hulk pretty quick. 3 melee cards that does damage to 2 different enemies. Relentless assaults. 3 of those. Get Over Here, which we really didn't utilize. Valkyrie, Tigra, Hall of Heroes, and the Hulk, who made a quick appearance and escape. Then our 3 basic resources. Endurance, because I knew I'd need some extra hit points. Needed just 1 more. Would have been nice. Downtime to help with recovery. Mockingbird, and a Helicarrier. And for She-Hulk, with her base cards, of course, Gamma Slam helped us in the end. 1-2 punch was useful throughout. Superhuman Law Division to help keep our threat on the schemes down. Hellcat, Legal Practice, a couple of those. Focused Rage, Ground Stomps, Superhuman Strength, and Split Personality. And of course, with Justice, the 2 power of Justice. 4 Justice, 3 cards. Under Surveillance, we had 2 of those in there just in case. Followed, which we didn't get to utilize, but for 1 resource to do 4 damage, that is helpful. 3 Surveillance teams, Daredevil, and Jessica Jones. And then in and out with our basic cards, the 3 basic energies, 3 enhanced awareness, first aids, and Mockingbird. So once again, thanks for watching.